I can't take responsibility for finding a cure for cancer because I am not a doctor. I am a lawyer. Take responsibility for finding a cure for cancer because I am not a doctor. I am a lawyer. And it's my role to take responsibility for issues of injustice because that's what we all signed up for as lawyers. And we need to chip at things one at a time. I sit on the governing board of the Mirabel Center. And there's a statistic everybody always talks about. 1 in 4 girls are abused or experience sexual violence before the age of 18. And I say, who are those men who assault the 1 in 4? They are our maybe sons, brothers, fathers. And I'm so glad, again, that you mentioned that it starts with each and every one of us. I want to see practical solutions come out of this panel. What can we do? Thankfully, we started off with the anti-bullying policy, sexual abuse policy, last year. What are we going to do? Are we going to set up now, this year, a whistleblowing hotline that lawyers can access to report cases like this? What next? And I think we really need to be practical. Rather than fold our hands and say it's cultural and it's deep-seated and it's deep-rooted and what can we do? What exactly can we do? It is chipping at the block one at a time that makes a change. It's the same reason people don't pick up their PVCs to go and vote, because it doesn't make any difference. It has to make a difference. Otherwise, why are we here?
So, sorry, I'll just quickly respond to that. Thank you. Just quickly to respond to that. I think it was mentioned that there is an implementation committee set up by the MBAWF. I happen to be part of that implementation committee. What we've done is to define and design a roadmap for implementation. One of the key things we outlined there is training, awareness and advocacy. We're actually in talks with telcos to dedicate some toll-free lines that people can actually report sexual harassment or bullying. Now, we also designed what we call a traffic light. So you have red, amber, green. So for champions who sign up to this policy and agree to train everyone and implement the policy, they will be on the green. And then they will be like champions of this, so that people see them and look up to them and say, oh, these guys are doing it, perhaps we should also take this on and do. Now, the bigger challenge will be outside the major cities, where you have one-man bank firms here and there. And then we need to also think of how to deepen the education in those areas, because you'll find out, like she said about her colleague when she was 7, that some of these incidents actually happen more there. Then we also begin to look at empowerment in terms of, and just to state that I quite agree with the power play and control thing, because if you look at the CIPD research of 2021 in the UK, it says clearly that sexual harassment and bullying happened 38% between colleagues, 42% between line managers and subordinates, 20% between leadership and senior management and subordinates. So if you add the two senior elements, that's 62% occurrence in people that have power over you. So that's something we need to look at as well and design a framework to capture all this. But in the heart of it, at the heart of it, is education and awareness. And clearly, some people still don't understand when they are being bullied or when they are being sexually harassed. So we need to get to the point where everybody's almost at the same page as to this is wrong. And then with the other policies we put in place, perhaps things can begin to change. But again, we must all take ownership, and people must begin to ascribe to these policies and implement them in their handbooks as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we'll take the second question.
As part of the implementation committee of the Nigerian Bar Association,